What is going on, good people? Yo, thank you for tuning in one more time. Before we get started, you already know, big shout out to AOA Studios. Shout out to Mike Scarfo on the ones and twos. Big shout out to all Ray Scholars. And last and most importantly, shout out to all the good people that turned up for us on that Eshawn episode. Yo, you guys killed it for us, bro. Thank you.
Good
For real.
people, watch Say That.
Yo, for
Remember
real.
that.
Yo, and if y'all can transfer some of that love over to our YouTube, it would be greatly appreciated. As
Like,
y'all
comment,
know,
subscribe, please.
For
Follow
sure.
the Instagram. We're very close to reaching a certain follower and subscriber goals, so we'd love if you help us get there.
absolutely. I'm Mike Sanchez.
I'm Repeat.
Don't say this.
Say That.
Yo, we got a special
Smooth as
one.
silk, baby.
We got a special
Smooth
one.
as
Tell them what
silk.
we got coming up today,
Yo,
Pete.
today, bro, it's gonna be an excellent episode. We're gonna dive deep into some of our personal lives, what we like, who we don't like, stuff we like to do. So on this episode, you're really gonna get a different side of Say That you may have not seen before. So, Mike, with that being said, let's get into it.
Yeah, bro. So we're gonna start talking about the Celtics, man. So we're big Celtics fans. We're very big into basketball, but we gotta talk about the hometown because that's where we're
It's
rooted.
the home team.
And there's a lot to uncover about the Celtics, bro.
Yeah, I'm getting them tatted on me soon. You know what I mean? That may come back and bite me, but I'm getting a sleeve, right? So I'm doing a Boston themed sleeve. And the problem is, my tat artist, shout out Jason Anthony, he told me, he goes, buildings don't really look good in black and white on skin. So what?
So you're not adding any color?
No, it's because, and this is another tip for the tattoo artists out there and for the people who do want to get tattooed. Black and white ages better than color. So if you ever get something with color, like I have an Italian, right? Mike's like, what am I getting now? Now, see, I just made you convinced to get a tattoo. So I have
Yeah.
an Italian flag tat
No blue face.
draped over a cross, and that's the only color I really have. It's green and red, obviously to symbolize the Italian flag. But
You also got that little samurai
right,
demon.
the eyes. Yeah, he's got the eyes. He's got the red eyes. It's my new tat. I'm proud of that. I'm gonna keep that one tucked for the goth biddies. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's
He be getting too many girls, bro.
Listen, bro.
Man, but F all that, man. Let's start with the Celtics, bro, man. So the season ended in a wild way last year, right? So before anything, I think that everything that went wrong with the Celtics last year,
What wrong?
it's to blame one person and one person only.
Who do you think?
Ime Udoka, bro. Because he just couldn't keep it in his pants. He fucked up everything that we had going on.
Yeah.
And
That kind of
Yeah.
was an omen, I think, for how the season would play out. And it's not like the season was bad. We were, second in the East?
I believe so. After
Milwaukee
or
'Cause
Philly.
Milwaukee was first because they lost to the Heat. And the
No,
Heat
this
were the
is
eight
last
seed.
year.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, the Heat were the 8 seed, and they lost, and they beat Milwaukee in the first round, which means the 1 plays the 8. So yeah, Milwaukee was the first seed. But yeah, the Udoka thing really wasn't that bad of an omen, but it just kind of was like, you're gonna get your heart broken this season. You know what I mean?
the problem with me is that so the whole story, the whole allure behind Ime Udoka, right, really got me excited as a Celtics fan. So first of all, he came from the tutelage of Greg Popovich, which is by many one of
that's
the
where you
GOATs,
want to come from,
right? So and he also had his little run in Brooklyn,
Yep.
which he had superstars in that team as well. So coming into two budding superstars, I was like, man, this might be great for us, And
what happened.
the dude took us to the finals,
Literally.
right? And then on top of that, we get Brogdon. I'm not going to talk about Gallinari because, that didn't work out. But we got some good pieces that I was like, man, if we had him with that momentum and the trust that the players had in him, we could have probably won, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. And then like how they threw Joe Mazzulla in the middle of it all, like right before training camp was kind of crazy. But
I think wasn't he became coach right before the season too? It was late October, I should say late September. He got fired. So yeah, that was not Udoka. Mazzulla barely had time to prepare. I think though, for what went down last season, excluding the playoffs, I think he did a good job. I think not coach of the year by any means, but Mazzulla was, like you said, thrown into the situation. So he either folded or took control, and I think he did take control.
I was one of the guys or one of the many Celtics fans that was just quick to point the finger at him just because he was the most recent change in terms of decision makers for the Celtics, right? Excluding the players. And, I think I was pretty unfair, but it was just so disappointing, especially the way we went out. We made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
After that Tatum game against the Sixers, too. He had 50.
In my opinion, that was
points.
his only good performance that playoffs. But we were on the verge of making history. Almost came back from – well, we did come back. We just didn't seal the deal against Miami, and that always always sucks.
All-time buzzer beater. Literally, to me, that's the best buzzer beater of all time. I know, we lost Game 7, but in terms of, what it meant potentially and how, that literally was win or go home because, bro, when Horford fouled Jimmy Butler,
I don't think that's the listen. I don't think that's the best buzzer beater. We're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna let you finish.
Horford fouled Jimmy Butler on that 3 to have the Heat take the lead by 1.
Oh my God,
I was distraught.
bro!
I was like, I took off my shirt, I threw it.
I said he's no longer Dominican. After he did that, I'm like, yo, he's no longer Dominican, bro.
You took it away from him?
Keep Plátanos away from Horford. Until further notice.
Mike Sanchez is the Dominican gatekeeper, by the way. So
no.
Anything Dominican, you gotta go.
No, not at all. But the best buzzer beater is, in my opinion, that little turnaround LeBron did. I think it was either against the Raptors.
Probably. You said mad against the Raptors. Oh no,
the one
in the corner.
In the corner,
that was
where
against the Bulls when he was on the Cavs. Yeah.
When they just threw it all the way across the court, he caught it, did one dribble, turned around, just.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That
was against the
Cavs
Raptors.
Against the Magic.
No, bro, that was against the Raptors.
Was against the Raptors?
I think so, yeah.
Because I remember, you know what I remember about that? The first guy to come up and congratulate him was a former Celtics player, Sasha Pavlovich. You remember him? The bald dude, kind of he had the classic I'm balding, but I still got the hair around.
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
He was the first dude that ran up and celebrated with him. That was a crazy team.
Shout out to his old ass. But anyways, man, in conclusion, man, in terms of off-season the last season for the Celtics and the way the season ended, the message is fuck Ime Udoka. We wish you the best in Houston, though. Now, moving on to the off-season, a lot of changes, We let go
culture change, bro.
Well, we let go of Marcus Smart. We let go of Grant Williams, Robert Williams, Gallinari, who I was actually kind of excited to see him play in our system.
He wanted to play.
I felt like he would play a similar role as Horford, but he can shoot better.
Yeah. He's
better offensively. He's younger. He's a little more agile. Yeah. And then we let go of Malcolm Brogdon, regardless of him being mad, wanting to leave because he almost got traded. Bro, I feel like being in trade rumors, that should be a compliment for NBA players,
and
right?
Once he was in, the Marcus Smart trade was supposed to be the Malcolm Brogdon trade.
Yeah.
We weren't supposed to trade Smart, but
we just really wanted Porzingis that bad.
Right.
That we made that trade.
We'll get into that because I do think that worked. But in terms of Brogdon being mad, it's
I'm still kind of sad that we lost him because I really liked him off the bench, bro.
He was six man. He won 6 man of the year last year.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Imagine and we had him for what, a year.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's ever been done where a guy comes in, boom, wins 6 man of the year, and then dips. Not dips, but gets traded. But
whenever our starters were stagnant, he was a bucket. He was a bucket, and then he did get hurt in the last.
That was the problem. That was
the ending of the playoffs, at least our playoff run. But he did well, man. Shout out to Malcolm Brogdon. The best of luck. But you know what, bro? I feel like Marcus Smart might be in Avery Bradley territory. Yeah. What do I mean by that? Avery Bradley was amazing while he was with the Celtics, defensive player, stopping everybody. So was Marcus Smart. He got, defensive player of the year. But I feel like once he's traded now, his stock probably might go down. I really don't hope that because I really like Marcus Smart. Shout out young game changer. I hope he does well, but I don't know. But I think that this system was kind of perfect for him. Let's see how he does over there, though.
Because at the time of this recording, full disclaimer, the season is already 2 games in, so we do kind of have somewhat of a feel of how stuff's gonna go. The Celtics are 2-0 at this point. I think the Grizzlies are 1-1. They did lose a couple nights ago.
1-1.
But Marcus Smart's he was a Celtics player. And what do I mean by that is that's a guy who embraces the Celtics culture.
I'd happily take him back.
Right, but I think that's in the plans because he only has 2 years on the Grizz. And depending on how he plays, they might not re-sign him. They let Dylan Brooks walk for nothing. They were like, bro, we're not bringing you back.
Yeah, but Marcus Smart isn't Dylan Brooks.
You're right. He's better. But
not only that, but he's not bringing that type of
negative energy and shit.
Yeah,
'cause Dylan Brooks is kind of a diva. But
I don't know too much about that, but he's just
not a good culture guy. But see, with Smart, you get a culture guy. Like Grizzlies are all about grit city and we're gonna outwork this team and that team. And to me, Marcus Smart's the perfect guy for that. But as many Celtics fans have said, it's like you'll miss Marcus Smart until he's making errant offensive plays. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was a big thing last year.
I already like what I've seen. Again, we're 2 games in. Tonight we actually play the Wizards, and we're 2 games in, and I already kind of like what I see from Drew.
Oh, I love Drew
honestly.
Holiday.
I think he's
and
like
Derek White.
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked Derek White, but I want to in the topic of the offseason, I want to talk a little bit of what ifs, right? Because there were a lot of what ifs. What if that Malcolm Brogdon trade actually went through and we kept Marcus Smart? That means we don't get Drew Holiday.
And honestly,
what if
I would have rather have gotten Drew Holiday?
Oh yeah, I kind of feel the same way
and
too.
With us being 2 games in, 2 very close games in against the Knicks and Heat, a lot of Celtics fans, including myself, have said that with how those games went down, where we were down 14. In the Knicks, I think we were down 9 heading into the fourth quarter. If we kept the same team around, I think we would have lost those games.
We would have got spanked.
Right, because they're just like. And this was the big thing with the Heat series last year in the Eastern Conference Finals. There was a lot of complaining. There was a lot of like, yo, ref, where's my foul call? Where's my foul? It's like,
you know what it is? So
the refs make everything about them anyways. So you got to just play against that. I hate it. I'm not a big fan of NBA refs or NFL refs. But at this point, you just have to be like, listen, this is how they're going to be. The league isn't going to do anything about it. Eventually, they might. Because last year, I remember Fred VanVleet really spoke his mind about the refs, and they find the shit out of them, which is a common thing, and I hate. I hate when NBA players say, this ref missed a call, they're ass, and they get fined. Forget about, the freedom of speech thing. That's just messed up,
Well, at the end of the day, you got to understand that the NBA is a product at the end of the day.
It's a business.
It's entertaining, it's business. But, to talk about what you said about the Eastern Conference Finals last year, I'll say 2 things. I think thing number 1 is that we did not have a curveball to throw. People knew it was going to be Jaylen Brown or it was going to be Jason Tatum. You know what I mean? We didn't have much, and then like our only kind of curveball got hurt, which was Brogdon. Right. But to stay on the topic of what ifs, man, who do you think the player most likely to be traded or moved would be if we didn't get the KP trade?
And we had to make a trade?
We would have to make a trade.
No, that's the thing. We would have to have
somebody
made
had to
big,
go.
But a big trade like that, we would have to get a Porzingis level player or better.
I think Jaylen Brown was going to get traded,
I think
bro.
he would have been too.
I thought
honest to God, I think there was a certain feeling in the Celtics, backstage, the front office. They were like, how we made the finals, but like Jaylen was ass in the Eastern Conference Finals. He averaged 11 a game. Like, that's unacceptable. If you're now currently the highest paid NBA player of all time, because that's another thing that happened in the offseason, and, you've kind of started the season a little rocky, you're supposed to be the third option. You're supposed to be, giving us like 20, 25 a game at least. So I think if we did trade him, I think the return would have been, excellent.
It depends, right? Because like a lot of NBA teams and a lot of businesses have recency bias. And I don't want to let my recency bias get in the way of Jaylen Brown. But anyways, man, another thing that happened in the offseason that was pretty impressive was a lot of change in the coaching staff. So Joe Mazzulla has his own coaching staff. We have some of the former Celtics players here.
I love that.
Yeah, we also have Sam Cassell, which is super fire. He was part of Doc's staff.
He was on the OA title team.
Yeah,
I love that.
And he was part of Doc's assistant coach staff in the Clippers, and I think also in Philly. I don't know if he was in Philly, but I think
he was on the Clippers.
He was in Philly, but past the off season, moving into this season, what are some of your bold predictions for this season?
Well, I will say that given bringing 08 players around like Rondo, Pierce, KG, bro, even Jared Sullinger was there. I love that because that shows.
You said Jared Sullinger?
Yeah, he pulled up to a practice, bro. That's my guy. Here we go. He's getting crazy. That is my guy. I love Jared Sullinger. I was hype when back to back we drafted Jared Sullinger and Fab Melo. Rest in peace. But I was dummy hyped for that. Yeah.
Fab Melo died?
You didn't know Fab Melo's been dead for like 5 years now.
Damn, rest in
Holy
peace.
shit. Wait, you didn't know he died?
I did not know he died.
Bro, he's been dead for a minute.
Damn, rest in peace.
And it's sad because he just died in his sleep, too. He was in Brazil. They don't even know what happened. But, damn, wow. I'm glad we got that.
I mean,
I know, not to laugh that he's dead, but it's just.
Yo, rest in peace, Fab Melo, but fuck Jared Sullinger.
Nah.
Seriously.
But see, but getting back to my point is, I love how we have players around that, they know how to win, but they know how to embrace the Celtics.
But what's a bold prediction for you for this season? What you think is the ceiling for the Celtics?
Title?
It's
got to be a title. Anything less, I'll give them this year and next year to win a title.
I'm not a betting man, but the odds are saying that.
Right.
It's either
they're not saying this, they're saying that.
They're saying that.
Right. Exactly. But it's title. I think we can beat the Bucks. Not easy, but I think we're beating the Bucks. I think, Dame Lillard, it is what it is. But last night against the Hawks, bro, to date this episode, it is October 30th. So, they played the Hawks last night. And he just looked lost. He was 0 for 6 at halftime with 6 turnovers. I think he ended the game with like
6 points.
6 points,
yeah.
Something like that. So, boom, you just took their second star away. Now you got to figure out Giannis. You know what Giannis figured out? Horford, he does. And we're a witness to that. We're a witness to that. We're a witness to Horford figuring out Giannis. Not even that. Dunking on Giannis after Giannis swatted him. He's like, all right, watch this. Came back. Boom. That got the team up, and that's how we beat the Bucks.
Bro, I was so hyped when that happened.
So hyped. Because it's like, yes, it should be Horford doing that.
When I saw him walking down like...
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He got a Dominican back.
He gets his Dominican back. He gets his Platano back. Give him a nice plate of mango. But my bold prediction is, bro, I think we're at Eastern Conference Finals.
Easy. Yeah, that's easy.
And as of right now,
but
again,
that's the hump we got to get over.
But as of right now, right, we're only 2 games into the season. I think that's our ceiling, and my biggest concern about that is that in the 2 games that we've had, our bench hasn't scored 20 points combined. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's a little bit concerning. We did give up, as I said earlier, Malcolm Brogdon, which was 6th man of the year in the NBA. We gave up Grant, which, for better or for worse, he did win us a couple games in the playoffs with his 3, although he is streaky and inconsistent, can be. But I feel like, in my opinion, that the Bucks have a little bit more depth than us.
And this is where depth is going to come into play, is basically the playoff rotation. So we're going to be running probably an 8-man rotation in the playoffs.
I think
who knows who's that going to consist of. I do know one of them outside of the starting 5 is going to be Peyton Pritchard and Horford. That's 2 right there. So it's basically, okay, so that's 7. Who's the next one? Is this O'Shea Brissett turn out well? Does, by strange luck, Jordan Walsh end up good? But it's like, Luke Cornett, Sam Hauser. It's just, who is that last rotation guy going to be? Because the starting 5 is going to be playing crazy. But that gives me my concern. This is my concern, is Porzingis' health. I understand that last year was his most healthiest and best season since literally he left the Knicks. So if he can stay healthy and consistent, we're winning the title. Because if you
when Bradley Beal was out, he was their best player.
Right, exactly. Yeah. If you watch these games, even the preseason, the spacing he creates is unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's pulling up from way behind the 3 and banking it.
Not even scared.
No, not even because he knows he can make that. And see, that's what we need. We need a guy with that much confidence, which takes me back to, these last 2 games. If the Celtics had the same roster as last year, I believe we would be 0-2. Porzingis gives us that confidence to be like, nah, guys, we're back in it. Let's win this thing. And that's no disrespect to Jaylen or Jason, but I just feel like Porzingis has that takeover factor.
I need to see more, right? I need to see more from Porzingis. I love the idea if the NBA was 2K, because the risk of injury and stuff can be minimized.
Exactly.
But in real life,
put down the sliders.
Yeah, in real life, I don't know. I'm very concerned. My biggest concern with the Celtics this year is that I felt like we made all of our decisions were to satisfy short-term goals. I feel like we didn't really prep for the long term. So I feel like if we don't win this year or next year, we're damn near in reconstruction mode. We'll have 2 disgruntled stars.
And so this year is going to be Jaylen's 8th year in the league?
8th year, and Tatum's 7th year.
Wow. That's crazy. They're damn near vets almost. That's crazy.
They're supposed to be, by NBA standard, now entering their prime.
Yes.
And that's, you know.
And which a lot of people have told me, you know, I can be a negative guy with the Celtics. And maybe I see it as more of a realistic, you know.
I'm a very negative guy when the Celtics.
Exactly.
Because I just,
because we know what we're capable of. So everyone's like, oh, you know, just wait till Jaylen and Jason hit their primes. You know, wait till they do this. I'm like, okay, them being in their prime doesn't mean we're guaranteed a title. Like, I understand they may be ahead of schedule by a lot of player standards. And while, you know, young players winning a title and being this good this age is rare. And they're like, oh, yeah, you know, Kobe didn't win one till they were his age. LeBron didn't. This and that. It's like, look, neither of them are LeBron at all. They're just not. Neither of them are Kobe. They're Tatum and Jaylen. So you just got to take that on the surface and run with it. Yes, they're entering their primes, but that means they should be better players. That means they have the experience to be better players, especially Jaylen.
Yeah, I feel like there's also a lot of opportunities for them to improve in aspects of leadership. Who's the voice? One of them needs to be the voice that's dominant.
A big thing. That's the
dominant voice in the locker room. And also the way that we play. I feel like a lot of times when things are going bad, you can just see it in our body language. But, you know, we mentioned a lot of JB, KP, the unicorn. And, man, I saw with a post that we did on our story, we did a poll, and a lot of people voted that KP is our second best player.
And I agree with them. I think
shooting wise, I feel like standing up.
Yo, this is my thing. I feel like shooting wise, defensive wise, he's better than Jaylen. I just think he is. But I will say this: we have 3 All-Stars on the team.
You said he's better than Jaylen on what?
Shooting and defense.
I feel like he's better at blocking. I don't think he's gonna man up somebody. Cause 2 games into the season, Bam Adebayo was cooking, boy. He was cooking him.
That's one game.
So what is he supposed to do against Karl Anthony Towns? What is he supposed to do?
Shout out Cat. Damn, I'm glad you said that.
What is he supposed to do against Embiid? What is he supposed to do?
I think he'll lock down Embiid because Embiid ain't built for that.
Nah, Embiid ain't built for that. That's what we got Horford for, or we hope Horford is healthy.
Right, but that's another guy Horford could take on. Is Embiid, because Embiid ain't built for that, bro.
So again,
Embiid's kind of a loser.
So circling back to me trying not to have recency bias, I'm gonna pick JB for the simple fact that I can't forget that regardless of what you guys think or regardless of what your opinion was of his run last playoffs, he was our best player in the finals against Golden State.
Yeah, I
Jason Tatum completely disappeared. I'm holding on to my ideas of him in that. I see him being that and being that consistently. I just feel like right now the issues that we all see, and that's why we got so many votes. The good people voted that KP might be the second option for the Celtics. I think it's because right now we're seeing that Jaylen Brown and Tatum have a lot of similarities and redundancies in their skill, right? So in any team, any business, any relationship, it's very important to have a clear understanding of what your role is. I don't think the team or Jaylen Brown himself has a clear definition or understanding of what that is. That's why sometimes you look at him in 2 games and it looks like he's lost.
Yeah.
And no knock on him. I'm picking Jaylen Brown. I believe in Jaylen Brown. And I'm hoping that, it's a run for his money with KP because that means it's better for us. But at the end of the day, bro, I'm not ready to let go of Jaylen Brown being our second player.
That's the thing with roles is know your role and shut your mouth.
The good people of Say That know what their roles are. Thank you for showing that support, man. And you know what? We're going to go with our second installment. And you guys, again, the good people crushed it, man. You guys showed us a lot of love.
This is a good
one. On our new introduced segment, Gas, Bass, or Mass and Cass. And we got a special one to stay on topic. We're going to talk about the Celtics. So we're actually going to randomize some hit off Celtics, some randoms that you guys might
not. 2-3 years on the team, maybe 4.
Yeah, some of our personal favorites, and we're going to...
If you're a Celtics fan, you know.
Yeah, and we're going to rank it if it's gas player, a bass player, or a Mass
he's
and
on
Cass.
Mass and Cass.
Or he might be on Mass and Cass.
Yo, some of them might be.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie.
All right, man. So
I know Delonte West might be. Just saying.
So for our first spin, we have Aaron Baines.
Yo, my dad. Yo, that's my dad. Did you know that? Yo. That's literally my dad. That's why I got the red beard.
Except you 4'11".
I'm 6'1", but
I'm joking.
he's 7 feet.
Yo, man, Aaron Baines, to me personally, gas.
Yeah.
Gas. Because I liked how many times he was willing to be posterized. He was not scared. He got dunked on a lot.
He really wasn't.
And not only that, I used to love when he used to hit those corner threes.
Yo, that got me up. Pause. But that got me, not to sound, so what I'm saying, but if Aaron Baines is making corner
about
threes,
your dad like that, bro?
Yeah,
that's
bro.
Weird.
Come
that's
on,
weird,
man. That's
bro.
family ties. If
weird.
Aaron Baines was making corner threes like that, I was hyped. That was it. Because it's like, we're going to win. If Aaron Baines hitting those, we're going to win. So for that, I'm going to say gas.
I'm going to say gas, too, because I hope he has a speedy recovery. I know that he was unable to play professional basketball because I think of a heart condition.
He's in the Australian League right now.
Yeah, I think
which I think is like a lowered like pace.
Bro, it's not the NBA, bro.
Right, exactly.
But still, hopefully that he can make it back to the team. Shit, we need a backup center,
right.
bro.
Shout out my pops.
Yeah. You know exactly. All right, so for our second entry, we have Aaron Baines, gas, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shout out the Redbeards, bro. You got a red beard.
Respectfully, this better be good.
We number 1.
Ooh,
we got
this one to me. I already know off the bat. So we got Shane Larkin.
Okay, the U.
Shane Larkin, bro.
The U, baby.
Yo, so before I say, this was a period that, for some reason, the Celtics front office was obsessed with the idea of having an undersized point guard.
Yeah.
Shane Larkin was probably 5'11" and weighed 180 pounds wet.
Pause.
But he's gas. He's gas.
Yeah, you think he's
gas?
gas?
He's gas. He was a mini Kyrie for me. He just was a defensive liability. But honestly, bro, he shows some of the same qualities to me that Peyton Pritchard does.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's Peyton Pritchard before Peyton Pritchard.
Peyton Pritchard with tats, bro.
He has.
Yeah, he's 2 full arm sleeves.
I don't know where he plays, but he still plays professional. He plays somewhere overseas.
He's probably that's one another guy probably overseas. I think honestly, hot take, Bass. Because I just feel like the defensive liability to me was an issue. It got to be an issue at certain points. The one thing I do remember though, my favorite memory of him, he didn't even hit the shot. Jaylen Brown hit that step back against the Jazz where he was falling and he banked it in. He got up and he was right there, banging on his chest like, let's fucking go and stuff like that. As a teammate, gas. Overall, though, I'm going to say Bass.
I mean, yeah. I respect it due to
I'm going to say Bass.
So you're saying Peyton Pritchard is Bass?
Yeah. A little bit.
Damn, that's a hot take, Pete.
Because he's on a tradable contract, too, mind you. I know he was wanted to get traded, but he's on a tradable contract.
I think he's pretty Bass, too. I like him a lot. I think that his offensive capabilities is gas, but overall as a player, Bass. Just because, if he's not scoring, hitting threes, what is he doing?
Right.
Right. All right, so moving forward, our next player is...
Pat Sajak spinning this wheel. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God. Why do we have this, dude?
Yes! Yes!
I'm going to let you lead it off.
Yo,
you're obviously
Greg
not excited.
Steensma, the white Bill Russell, bro.
Who?
Yeah, Greg Steensma, bro. That's gas. That is gas. That was my dog. Anytime he was on the court, I was up. Pause again. But it was lit. Shout out It's Lit Boston because it was lit when Greg Steensma was on the court. I am a Greg Steensma fan through and through. I fucking love that guy. That's gas to me. That's white Bill Russell, baby. You know what I'm saying? Blocked every shot that came up against him.
Honestly, he's just a tall dude on Mass and Cass, bro. To me. I don't remember anything memorable other than his hard-to-pronounce last name. about.
Yo, what do you
Greg
think he's in? I think he's in the league now. He's doing player development for some team, but I know he's still in the league doing like something like that. Yo, whoever he's doing player development for, you better get a nasty freaking big man. They better be blocking shots.
Man, whatever, man. I like White Mamba more than I like him.
No? Give me Steensman. No disrespect, Scal, but give me Steensman.
I think
Scal's a better.
You saw the Scallenge, though?
No, what's that?
Yo, shout out to Scalabrini. First of all, you know how people say he's trash and like the whole, thing around him is that he's trash. Yeah. So he challenged some like D1 players and I think like some top recruits in high school, tall dudes. He was smoking them, and he was like, "Yo, this is what he wanted to show." He's like, "Listen, I'm way closer to LeBron in skill than you are to me."
Right.
And it's just like it's so eye-opening, like how physical like you have to be. And this is a dude that got no burn.
Nothing.
No burn.
Point of game.
No,
he was literally just the fun guy you threw in at the end of games to get the crowd hyped.
But I like hearing like our former Celtics talk about him, and they're like, "Yo,
I think he's a way better announcer. I'm gonna be honest. I think he's great at announcing for
NBC
Sports.
He is. He has a really good personality, but I'll pick him over Steesma, bro. Sorry.
Fair enough.
All right, next player, man.
We ain't got to fight now. We'll fight later.
You almost made me stand up.
Oh, please tell me you landed on him.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Yes, this is another guy. Yes. Air France, Mikel Petrus.
Yo.
Gas.
Shout out to him. Shout out to him.
Gas. My least favorite memory of him, though, I think we were playing the
injury?
Yeah, bro. I think it was the Pelicans, right?
Yeah, that was
Yo,
bad.
he went down. He got stretched out. Yo, it was like I was watching JFK get shot. No lie. I was on my hands and knees, praying to God, God, I'll give you my brain if you can just keep Michael Petrus on this earth, please. Yo, he was my favorite on the Magic, too. He was nasty, even in 2K. This is the thing with a lot of these guys on this list.
2K.
They're good in 2K.
Exactly, yeah.
He was good in 2K.
I'll give it to
I
you.
made it rain with him on 2K.
So, I think he is a gas player. I really liked him. I liked him in Orlando as well. But we're talking about him on the Celtics. I like that he would hit the timely threes.
Yeah.
That was a team. I think we had Rasheed Wallace on our team at that time too. We had such a squad.
He almost won us the finals.
Crazy story about that year. I think it was 2012 if we can circle back to it. I remember it was Game 7 versus the Lakers.
In the finals?
In the finals.
That was 2010.
2010?
2010.
No, so what?
When we played the Lakers?
No, sorry. It was Eastern Conference Finals against Miami.
Oh, okay.
Game 7.
Yeah.
And they had Ray Allen.
Yes.
And their team.
Correct.
2012.
Yes.
And I remember the day vividly, except that I got the teams mixed up.
Yeah.
But I graduated high school that day. I'm aging myself. We lost in the freaking finals. In the Eastern Conference Finals against the Heat. And Manny Pacquiao lost some bullshit-ass fight to Bradley.
Wow.
Anybody that followed boxing, that happened all that same day.
If anyone that knows Mike, big boxing guy.
Yo, that all happened that same day. But
that was an eventful day for you, again.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it was the first day I actually got drunk, which was cool. I got drunk with my dad that day.
Eventful day.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Hell
but
yeah.
Mikel Petrus, gas. But going back to what you said about him in Orlando, I liked Rashad Evans off the bench a little better.
You mean Rashad Lewis.
Rashad Lewis, yeah.
Yes.
I said Evans.
Yeah.
I'm thinking UFC 5,
yeah, there
bro.
you go. Yeah. Hey, listen.
Which we'll get into.
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
So that's our fourth entry. Our last entry, I'm not even going to spin the wheel. We got to say Brandon Bass, bro.
Yeah, bro. We got to say
Brandon Bass. What's your take on Brandon Bass?
Mean, for the, he's named after this segment. But he's gas. As much as Bass is Bass, to me, he's gas.
I remember
that's a Dr. Seuss rhyme right there. You know what I'm saying?
I remember you mentioning being so hype when we got him, and I was like,
dummy.
Why
hype.
did we get him?
Dummy hype, because he was the mid-range god. I said this on the Eshawn episode while we were describing what Bass was for the segment. Mid-range god. Also, no pass Bass, because if he got it, bro, he was taking it.
He had a weird shot too. He lagged midair and
pulled it. Yeah,
weird.
Yo, does he look like Draymond Green? Does him and Draymond Green look alike? They kind of look like brothers. No lie.
I don't know.
I think they kind of look alike. No lie.
I'm not even gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But, I'm not gonna get into that. But honestly, I think Bass is Bass, bro. He's Bass. Like, for the reason that he was at best on the Celtics, okay. You know what I mean? He was great at his role, but I think he had the opportunity once everybody got traded to the Nets and we basically fleeced him for all those picks. He had an opportunity to be that guy. It was him, Jeff Green, and
Rondo before he got traded.
Rondo, and then we ended up with Evan Turner and Courtney Lee for some reason. But,
oh, well.
Yeah, but that's been our installment of
Gas, Bass, or Mass and Cass
for this episode. Moving forward, man, anybody that knows me knows that, and the good people know that I'm into video games, man, and that's another thing that I enjoy a lot and partake in. And recently, we're both UFC fans. Recently, UFC 5 just came out.
Ooh, okay.
Bro, it's kind of fire. I like it. I like
it's gas.
It's gas.
It's gas.
It's gas. So compared to the last one, which I thought, in my opinion, was a pretty goated game.
Oh,
still
I love
to this day
I
is
love the
goated
last
game.
one.
I think that they could have done better with the career mode. I still haven't finished the career mode for 5. It just came out, but graphics look better. Every fighter has like their own personalized like ring entrance.
Oh,
you know, like
okay.
if you're into the
Yeah.
aesthetic shit, it looks better. The mechanics are a little bit different, but they're more fluid. And I have to say, man, looking at the UFC as an American,
Oh Lord.
with all the controversy that's going on, makes me very scared of us engaging in any beef with Russia, bro.
Yeah, because
Right now the UFC is in a Dagestanian domination.
At the last pay-per-view, all, I want to say, 8 fighters who had the last name Ev or Ov won, including Shurar Magomedov, the crazy dude who's got, by the way, red beer gang, but his is like down to here.
Yo,
I think he's like blind in one eye too.
They're
Yo,
the Medovs. The Medovs. That's what I call them, the Medovs.
Fuck that dude up. If that dude's fucking dudes up with one eye, we're fucked.
Bro, but it's just like the way that they're so disciplined.
So disciplined.
They pray, they train,
Yeah.
and they sleep.
That's it.
That's all
literally it.
they do. That's why they're dominating everybody.
I remember,
and I think it started with Khabib, bro.
Oh, 100%
who's now retired.
100%
He retired 30-0,
29-0.
29-0.
He should have went for 30 though.
Undefeated in the UFC.
He's coaching them. He's in Islam Makhachev's corner all the time. He's coaching Islam.
He beat everybody that you thought was great.
Right.
Dominated Conor, which was
Big
probably one of the peaks for the UFC as an organization.
That was like that in
Great
terms
fight.
of storylines and fights, just absolutely excellent.
Bro,
Absolutely
that's probably
excellent.
the best
Of the 2010s, I'd say that's up there. That's
the way
definitely
it
up
led
there.
up to McGregor having to go to court for almost killing somebody in the bus. He threw a whole dolly at a bus, talking about his religion, and the way he beat him up in that fight and just like talked shit to him there, bro. I'm all for
He
that.
jumped the ring and started another fight.
Oh, yeah,
that was
that's another thing.
unbelievable.
When that fight
he cracked
ended,
Dylan Dennis in that. Yeah.
I just didn't fuck with like his people jumping in the ring and hitting McGregor.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. Like he had beef. Khabib had beef with McGregor's people.
McGregor's people had beef with Khabib.
Yeah, but at the same time, Khabib jumped off the cage and went to
Honestly,
go fight them. McGregor was still like bummed out that he got fucked up.
I think that was a big adrenaline thing from Khabib. I think he just
You know
beat
what he
the
said?
guy that was talking all shit about
He
him.
said
He
said
just
it.
jumped the ring.
He's like, bro, you've been talking all this shit and you tapped.
Right.
What the fuck?
Right.
I'm like still hyped off that.
I mean, he didn't say it like that. He's probably like, bro tapped and talked shit. I crack him now.
I fuck your boy up.
Right. That's it.
Easy fight
like
in UFC.
Kamzat said, I kill everybody.
That's another fucking weird guy, but he's dominating.
I love Kamzat.
But,
Yo,
you know-
actually, speaking of that Kamzat fight, I'll give Usman a lot of credit. He put up a good fight. It was a majority decision. Wasn't a unanimous decision. I liked Usman's takedown defense against Kamzat because Kamzat is known for his takedowns, but I really liked that fight.
You know what it is,
I'm
man?
glad Usman at least didn't get dogged.
So this is what I'm going to say, right? Shout out to Usman, Kamaru Usman. First of all, he's one of my favorite in that weight class, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that after he got exposed pretty much by Leon Edwards and lost the title,
That was a tough moment.
it was a very tough moment because he was winning the whole fight. Then he got kicked in the head, lost in literally 10 seconds or 20 seconds left in the fight. And then in the second fight in the rematch, the third fight, the rematch, he got dominated. Like, Leon Edwards showed him, I got your number, right? So after losing the title, having a rematch with the same guy that took the title away from him, losing decisively, like no questions asked, he went to go fight Khamzat, bro?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he had to step in.
That's commendable, though.
Yeah, it is. No, it absolutely is.
That is
for having to step in on such short notice because...
I mean, against that competition.
Right,
Because
exactly.
Khamzat's been ragdolling everybody that gets in that cage with him.
I'd like to see a rematch, him and Usman. If Khamzat...
I want to see him in Paulo Costa, but...
Adesanya?
Not Adesanya. The dude that has beef with Adesanya,
they all that whole weight class does.
The one that he just knocked out again for his revenge. He looks like
Pereira.
Pereira,
yeah,
Alex Pereira,
yeah.
Like that's the guy that I want to see Khamzat fight because Pereira is the person you're scared of in your nightmares, but you don't know it's him.
Yeah,
and
I mean he might Pereira. That might very well be for the title. You know, coming up next month. Oh, I should say in December, Pereira's got a title fight. You know, Pereira
honestly,
be
bro,
the world champion.
I think that he's the next guy. He's the next guy because I love Adesanya. Adesanya's my current favorite fighter in the UFC. Me too. But he's fucking up history. He shouldn't have lost that fight against somebody that looks like he drinks in Southie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry.
He lost it to Chad in finance, bro.
He lost it to Chad in finance. He lost to somebody that works at State Street. But speaking
my dad? My dad? Not Aaron Baines, my real dad. He works at State Street.
You already know where to go, Rob. But going back to the Medovs, bro, and the Dagestanian domination of the UFC, a lot of people place Khabib as the GOAT, right? Because he has rightfully the best record. I don't think it's rightfully so. Who's your GOAT in the UFC, bro?
And this is a throwback. I mean, currently my favorite's Adesanya. This is the throwback one, and because this guy got me into the UFC. The Iceman, Chuck Liddell.
Bro, yeah,
Chuck Liddell. Yo, he was my first UFC action figure too. Like I loved Chuck Liddell. Loved him.
Listen, man, Chuck Liddell got me into the UFC game because that overhand right was just
cheat code.
But
cheat code.
My GOAT is John Jones.
A lot of people's are.
Right? So what's your argument for
Chuck
Liddell
personally,
he got you into it.
Got me into it, yeah. And I think that was like when you first think of GOATs in the UFC, I think like in terms of the first people, I think he comes up.
I just feel like the UFC coming from, so I grew up a boxing fan. Since I was a little kid, my father always introduced me to boxing, would make me watch boxing, and I fell in love with boxing. But comparing boxing from UFC and one of the reasons why I love UFC right now is because UFC, like year by year, evolves crazily. Like in terms of skill set, in terms of fighter styles, or in terms of even martial art incorporation to their style, right?
Absolutely.
So I feel like Chuck Liddell was cool for helping the business get to where it is, or where it projected to be. But he was also fighting in the era where it was all drunk dudes that fight in their backyard. It was Kimbo Slice type dudes.
R.I.P. Kimbo.
R.I.P. Kimbo, but it was dudes like Kimbo Slice fighting in the UFC. I can't say no real skill.
Yeah,
these
but
dudes was really
there was no
people.
Real like Islams or Khabibs.
There was no martial artists.
Right.
Now it's like people that are
like there was fighters. There wasn't martial artists.
Exactly.
Right.
It was brawlers.
Right. Exactly. Brawlers. Like Brock. Even though that wasn't his weight class, but that's an example.
But now there's people. For anybody that doesn't know, there's people that have a dominance of wrestling. They're a black belt in jiu-jitsu. They also do kickboxing,
Muay Thai.
A whole bunch of them. And I feel like John Jones is the epitome of that. John Jones came up as a wrestler. Well, he actually didn't start fighting seriously until later in his life.
Yeah.
Which is impressive by itself. He comes from a lineage, both of his brothers made the NFL.
His brother is one of my favorite defensive players of all time in Chandler Jones. Literally one of my favorites.
So I like John Jones because John Jones has the moves while standing that are like karate-esque. And he also has the wrestling where he'll throw you down. And real wrestling, not like, only like entertainment wrestling, like real wrestling where you get thrown down on the floor and you
You're
don't
like,
know.
I'm
You
screwed.
You want to get up. And people that don't know UFC, they're like, yo, why is he on the floor? He's trying to get up.
Right.
You think he's not trying to get up? He's really fighting for his life. It gives me anxiety sometimes when they're like pinned down. And like,
I couldn't be. That's why it's like, bro, if I could train to be a UFC fighter, I don't want to do
and then
wrestling.
like anytime
it's
they
I want to just fight. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I feel like the meta for me in UFC is you gotta have wrestling. I feel like wrestling needs to be your foundation
because really
if you're
just
a wrestler,
heavyweights that don't wrestle. You know what I mean?
I mean, some of them,
but a lot of them are stand and bang.
Well, I think wrestling, right? Because if you have wrestling is a good overall. You know how to strike a little bit, but you know how to grapple. You know what I mean? For anybody that wants to throw you down, and if they throw you down, you know how to like ground and pound.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that would be like the foundation core. Like if I was to like build a creative player, UFC fighter, it's probably John Jones. But I would say the style that would be most dominant would be wrestling.
I'm actually heartbroken that there's no Jones Miocic, bro.
Yeah,
I can't believe that, man. I'm so like.
I'm just happy it's not because of fucking drugs.
Yeah, at least that, right? We got to take it on the head here. He actually got injured.
Yeah.
But and speaking of Jones,
or that's what they're speculating.
Right.
That's what
we'll see that. I actually put on my story after the O'Malley Aljamain fight because I'm impressed with O'Malley's
start. Too, right?
I did. That was my first UFC event ever. Fucking awesome. Well, I shouldn't say fucking awesome. The main event was. Everything before that was kind of disappointing.
Bro, Whaley was nice there too.
But that shouldn't have went to full rounds, bro.
Yeah,
I was like,
they should have stopped.
I was like this.
That was one of those fights that like, yo, take her off. She's killing her.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the stats. That was like, what the fuck? I was like, so why didn't you stop it?
It was the biggest like striking disparity in
unbelievable.
history. Yeah.
Anyways, so after that event, that got me thinking, and I actually put this on my story. In terms of current star power, out of Adesanya, O'Malley, and John Jones.
I'm not ready to put O'Malley there, though.
I think I am. Because he's got a lot of... Him? Who do you think?
Islam.
See, the thing with Islam is just so dominant. He doesn't have
Okay, you're talking about the out of the ring.
Yeah, if Islam was I'll put it this way. If Islam was a WWE wrestler, and I know that's a weird scale to look on, like he would have a manager to cut promos for him. O'Malley can cut a promo. O'Malley's like Shawn Michaels like that. Like he's got the charisma. He's got the the brash attitude. He's not
Flair.
Exactly. He's not like McGregor where he's overly confident and he's gonna lose. He's confident and he's gonna win. And he played that Aljamain fight perfectly.
I'm not gonna lie,
thought
bro.
That was perfect.
I am an Aljamain Sterling fan, right? And that fight won me over because he almost looked like he didn't break a sweat. And the thing was, if you analyze that fight, Aljamain Sterling was not trying to like soften him up, patted him, like throwing, jabs to like throw off his like momentum. He was literally throwing to kill him every single time. So that being said, O'Malley just timed it and clocked him, bro. But you know what? I agree with you, bro. I think that if you're talking star power outside of the ring, O'Malley's like
over Adesanya and Jones. You think?
I'll put him in the same category.
Okay.
I'll put him in the same category.
And
I wouldn't throw
think?
Jones in there either because Jones is not like a flashy personality.
He's just a main attraction.
He's a main attraction because of his dominance, but he's became so famous because of the bad shit he does.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Infamous. No shame. He's infamous.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, so hey man, we talked a little bit about the Celtics. We did our segment Gas, Bass, Mass, and Cast. We talked a little bit about UFC. Yo, bro, what's a hobby that you have that maybe I don't even know that a lot of people don't know?
Bro, I'm a collector. Like you looking at me like
what you be collecting, bro?
No, I'm just kidding. Bones.
The
blood of my enemies.
His ex's panties.
Yeah. No. Pause. Hold on, coach.
Pause.
I'm just kidding. But yo, I collect. You know those Funko figures?
Yeah.
You know
the ones you see in
Newberry Comics and
Newberry
stuff like
Comics,
that.
Yeah.
You know how many I got? 660. Yo, his face. Yo, your face right now. Yo.
He has 660 of those.
And I've been collecting them since 2015. Yeah.
Are they like rare, hard to get? Like
some of them are, but some of them like, yo, I just like a lot. Because the thing with Funko is they make stuff, or I should say these figures based on like stuff the consumer likes. So I got a lot of WWE ones. I got a Scarface one. I got some Michael Jackson ones. You know, I got a lot of my favorite anime shows. So it's like, yeah, bro, like that's what I like. Like, you know what I mean? That's the type of shit.
Do you think it's an addiction? Mass and cast type?
If you want to call it that, I mean, maybe. I don't go crazy. Not anymore, I don't. But I don't go crazy buying them.
So what's the craziest shit you did to like get like a specific? I don't know. I don't want to offend. Right? Yeah. Is it called figurine? What are they called?
Yeah, Funko. Okay. They're called pops.
Pops.
They're vinyl figures.
What's the craziest hoop you had to jump to get a pop?
I had to DM like 5 different people. Not even. It was like almost 8 different people on Facebook. Because I'm in a Facebook group that only sells the really expensive ones. And for Christmas last year, I wanted to buy myself the Michael Jackson set. Because I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. I can go on about that another day. But the original set goes for
one
like
of the greatest voice, bro.
Like literally, like, but the original set goes for like $1,500, and there's 5 of them. So I was like, you know what? I've been working hard. I'm gonna get these. And it was only until I ended up with the owner of the page where I was like, yo, do you got them? Because, yo, that's one of those things where if you don't got them, good luck finding them. So you got to dig and dig. But as a set, that was $1,500. The most I paid for a single one was $1,000.
Damn.
Yeah. It's a rare one from Comic-Con 2014. So it's aged well.
So people really ain't popping like you.
Yo. Not around here, they ain't. I'm gonna say that right now. Don't
like
say this, but I'm gonna say that.
That's crazy.
But other than those, yo, you know what I like collecting? Jerseys. I got a lot of
you stay jersey.
I got a good Kentucky Wildcats collection. I got Cat. I got Shy. I got Brandon Boston.
I'm a big fan of Shy.
I love Shy. I got Rondo, and last but not least, rest in peace, I got Terrence Clark. Had to get Terrence Clark. One for the town. I actually may hang that up in here somewhere. No lie.
I got a nice Rude Terrence Clark collection that they did when unfortunately he passed. I had to go pick that up.
That's right. That's what's up.
Actually, shout out to Calvin Smith, bro. He hooked me up with that. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
I'm still looking for the Juice and Johnny Cupcakes collab, extra large.
Yo, if you got one of that Jaylen Brown thing unsigned, send it Mike Sanchez's way.
Unsigned. I'm trying to wear it. I'm not gonna resell it.
You want to know a crazy thing about having a signed thing and Celtics players? I was at a card show.
You got a Greg Stiesma.
No, I wish. I wish. I was at a card show last year. I don't even know why I do the pod with you, bro. Right, so I'm at this card show at the Shriners Auditorium, and in the corner of my eye, I noticed a Celtics jersey. But I noticed it's like, the early 2000s ones.
That dark green.
Yeah, with the black satin coloring and stuff like that, right? And it was a home one. So it was the classic white one and that one. Number 51, Keon Dooling.
Damn, shout out Keon.
Gas player. I know we skipped that second, but in this one, I'm going to say gas. Only problem was it was game worn and signed. Dude wanted $450. I was like, which is a fair price for that. I'll give him that, but it's like, bro,
you want to wear it.
I want to wear it. Yeah. And I'm not trying to I'm not trying to do that. You know what I mean? So that, unfortunately, I couldn't buy that and add that to my collection. But other than the Kentucky ones, I got 3 Kevin Garnett ones because he's my favorite. One is the Black Timberwolves. The other is remember those gold Celtics jersey they had? I think it was for St. Patrick's Day. And then
you also got like the Italy version.
That is my piece de resistance. I had been looking for that. Seriously, oui, monsieur. I had been looking for that ever since I saw them wear them. That was 2008. So that was years ago. When Mitchell and Ness dropped that.
What player you got?
Kevin Garnett.
Oh, nice.
When Mitchell and Ness dropped that collab, I went, my time has come. This is it.
Fire.
I'm getting that jersey signed by him and putting it in one of those jersey cases and hanging it up.
Fire.
That's one I'll put in my rafters.
Fire.
100%.
I think that's my favorite Celtics player, too.
Yo, but ain't you a sneakerhead?
Yeah, so for me, in terms of collecting at least, right? Yeah. I used to collect sneakers to the point where, it was kicks before rent, man. In high school, man, it was very bad. I camped out plenty of times. I actually met a lot of people camping out. My longest camp out was 17-ish hours for a pair of shoes.
Where and what pair?
This is outside of Expressions in downtown.
Rest in peace.
Once when they had that. And they had the Bin 7s. It was on a Black Friday, so it was cold as.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to my cousin Jason, bro. We did that there. But in terms of weird hobbies, I mean, not weird hobbies, but a hobby that I have that not a lot of people know is I'm into cycling. I just got into cycling. I know. I'm not, yeah. But, yeah, man, I like it, bro. I like to do the long distance. I want to do the Pan Mass.
Now, I make that face not because of the activity, because it is a great way to stay in shape.
It's
but
not
if
working
you live
for
in
the
the
shape
city
for me.
if you live in the city of Boston, you know one of the most annoying things are the bikers.
I think it's the bike lanes that are annoying.
They don't even use the damn bike lanes. I can't think of how many times I'm going to work, right? The bike lane, which, by the way, they took a whole lane of traffic away just to make it, is right here. The guy's right in front of my car. And not to be a Karen, I do yell at them, and I'm like, bro, bike lane. Like, come on, yo.
So
if the taxpayers' dollars are going to that, use it.
All right,
use
so fair to say the Boston, as a consensus, is agreeing that the new version of the mass hole is a cyclist.
Yes, by far.
As a cyclist, as a daily commuter to work, it's cheaper than paying for parking, and it's fun. Like once you do it a little bit, you get into it. But anybody that owns their bike, that you see geared up with their helmet, they're trying to be safe, that they're following the rules. You know, sometimes y'all don't see us, right? Y'all be like turning into us without putting y'all blinkers, right? I'm the guy on the bike that, like, if somebody's like about to turn and don't put their blinker, I'll tap on your car,
I was
like
the kick.
softly, you know, just so I don't bend it, and also I'm not trying to get beat up or anything. But yeah, man, like I think that the offenders are everybody on those damn blue city bikes.
Yes, bro. Yes.
You know why? Because they're not bikers. They don't care about the damage that may happen to that bike, so they're riding recklessly.
They think it's freaking like a European city like Amsterdam where you just ride it everywhere. Like I'm on the sidewalk. Why are you riding it on the sidewalk?
Yeah.
A sidewalk is meant for walking, not your bike.
You know what is one of my pet peeves on the road?
Before you get to that, I see a lot of junkies with them too, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That's like the number one stolen bike, I feel like.
Honestly, bro, you can't pay me to ride one of those blue bikes.
Absolutely not.
I
That's
feel
just
like
covered in germs and shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, for real. Them shits is dirty, and a lot of them are not very functional. You know, I had to use one when my bike was being repaired and worked on. First of all, they're very heavy.
Really?
Yeah, they're very heavy. They're just smooth a little bit, but they're like a little, commuter bike.
Yeah.
Trash shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They ain't fucking with my shit.
Right.
But that's beyond the point. But I think, bro, the real mass holes are them dudes you see 100 deep in the scooters, in the mopeds,
bro,
in the doing wheelies, just loud, going through the green lights, the red lights. They don't care.
Bro, I almost got hit by a dude on a moped running a red light like 2 weeks ago. And I yelled at him because it's like, bro, like, what are we doing here? And I looked up, in the state of Massachusetts, they don't have to be licensed and insured to be on the road. That has to change. That really does, because someone's going to get hurt or worse, die. I'm just sorry, because they are. And even the other day, I seen a dude on an electric scooter, bro, cut across the traffic. A bus almost took him out. I'm like, dog, like, what are we doing
Bro,
here?
first of all,
like, you got to stop getting stuck up doing that.
First of all, right? A lot of these motherfuckers is riding with busted-ass mopeds, right? They don't have any lights, so you can't really see them sometimes, right? Yeah. Especially if it's raining and shit, you can't see them. Second, they don't have a helmet. Third, they don't follow any of the traffic laws. And fourth, I just need to get this off my chest. Fuck Uber Eats, bro.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of the bike lanes are taking away a whole lane of traffic, but Uber Eats is not helping at all either. Right. These motherfuckers are taking that and double parking. I get it. The parking situation in Boston sucks, but Uber Eats drivers are also like, no offense to anybody that does Uber Eats, but goddamn, a lot of them are just fucking incompetent and like they don't care for fucking other people. Bro, it goes back to
saying Massachusetts drivers suck.
So yeah, after venting about the damn drivers and the cyclists and all that, we wanted to introduce another segment to the good people to say that the people that tune in hold us down, and it's gonna be called Beantown Banter. So in Beantown Banter, we basically discuss silly Boston topics surrounding Boston, and also greater Boston. And today's topic is, Pete, if money wasn't an issue, which you paying $1,000 for a pop figurine, I don't think it's an issue.
Don't get me wrong, bro. Come on, man.
Where in Boston would you buy a house and why?
Well, ideally, I'd probably buy an apartment, firstly, but that apartment would have to be maybe 2 floors, if possible. So
you saw Blake's Griffin apartment one?
Yeah. $7.4 million or something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
In the Millennium Tower?
Yeah.
Wow.
Something crazy like that.
Rooms are tiny, though.
I'd probably say the Back Bay. Just because of where I would like to be in the city. Like, I'm from the North End originally. Would I live in the North End? All my friends are there, but it's like, maybe not. It really is congested. Parking's an issue there, too. But I'd probably pick one of the Back Bay towers. Like, literally just take a choice back there because, A, private parking. B, the location's excellent. And C,
go to the Four Seasons, bro. The one in Back Bay, Dalton Street.
And C, the most important one, them yuppie biddies, bro. You know what I mean?
About to be dogging them yuppie biddies, man.
Top floor, let's see it. Yeah.
Man.
What about you, though?
Honestly, I don't know if I could do Back Bay since I grew up in such proximity to Back Bay.
Right.
That a lot of times, bro, like growing up back in my younger days, one of the flexes was to tell the biddies, "Oh yeah, I live right by Back Bay. Get off at Back Bay Station." And when they get off at Back Bay Station and they see the Copley Mall, they're like,
hey.
"Damn!"
You know what I'm
even though I'm bringing them back to the project back in those days. But
like, yeah, that's not my crib.
Yeah, but I would say if money wasn't an issue, I would love to live in one of those big houses that are close to the Jamaica Pond.
Okay.
I like that because
they just renovated it, didn't they? That area.
I'm not 100% sure, but just walking around there or riding my bike around there, I really like those houses, the aesthetic. And not only that, you got the pond right in front of there. It kind of feels like you're tucked away. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. However, I can see the pros and cons from living there, too. Once it's on Jamaica Way, right? Mm-hmm. So the traffic might be, like, loud. But you can be on one of the side streets. It doesn't have to be the ones really facing Jamaica Way. But also, it kind of feels like the suburbs, but you're still in the city.
Right.
And
I got that vibe
I'm still walking distance from my Dominican people. So if I need to go get a pastelito, if I need to go get some arroz con habichuela, you know what I mean? If I need to go get any of that, it's just a walk away, you know what I mean? So if money wasn't an issue, man.
JP?
Yeah, one of those houses specifically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to get specific.
Yeah, because JP's pretty big.
Yeah.
So that wraps it up for this episode of Say That Podcast. Again,
yes,
thank you to the good people that always tune in. You already know. Please show us some love on YouTube. It goes a long way. If you guys can
comment, subscribe.
You already know. Go.
Big three.
Absolutely, and let's see some engagement on the post. We really appreciate it, and it goes a long way to be able to support what we do and continue providing this type of content for you guys. Thank you to the good people.
You follow us and comment, subscribe on our page, we may be able to afford to live in these places we want to live. So you know what I mean? Facts. Help us out.
Yo, facts.
Come on.
Facts. Help us, man. That house around, JP in front of the Jamaica Pond does look nice. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm Mike Sanchez.
I'm Repeat.
You already know. Don't say this.
Say that. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Peace out.